Hi Year 11. In this video I'm going to be taking you through part 3 of your milestone task, which is the design and marketing component. So I'm just going to go ahead and show you what that component looks like. You can find it on page 9 and 10 of your milestone task. And it looks like that. So in this section you guys are going to be designing a logo and designing a label for a product to demonstrate how you might market a particular product. So in order for you guys to complete that to the best of your abilities, I'm going to go ahead and give you some information about marketing and why it's super important for our production. So again, you'll find that on page 9 and 10 of your milestone task. So what is marketing? Marketing is the action of promoting and selling products or services, and it includes market research and advertising. So why is research important? This is a form of feedback, and we talked about feedback during part 1 of your milestone task and why feedback is super important. So market research is a form of feedback to the farmer or the manufacturer, and it can give us information on the best target market to make the most profit from your particular product. So this will tell the farmer how, what, and when to produce and sell specific products. As an example, take the Little Big Dairy company here in Dubbo. So let's say the Little Big Dairy company sends out a survey asking how many people prefer skim milk and how many people prefer full cream milk. So the results come back as 65% of people prefer skim milk and 35% of people prefer full cream milk. So which product do you guys think the Little Big Dairy is going to be producing more of? So that's an example of how research into the market informs what is actually being produced as the end product. So research is a really important factor to consider when we're considering marketing. So why is marketing important exactly? Marketing products is what makes people like you and me want to actually buy them. Without marketing, how will people know that your product is out there for them to buy? And also, how will you convince people to actually buy your product over other ones that are on the market? So marketing your product really well is ultimately going to mean the difference between making a little bit of profit or making a lot of profit. So it can mean the success of your business. Marketing is a super important part of any agricultural enterprise. So as a couple of examples, let's have a look at some different marketing ads that have been out there on the market for dairy. So here we've got a little marketing ad that shows a glass of milk. It's got some little strongman arms on it, and it says protein power. It's really simple, it's really straightforward, but the message is really clear. The message that I get from this particular ad is that milk, or the protein specifically in milk, is going to make you really strong. So this particular ad is targeting a very particular market of people who want to get more nutrition out of the milk that they're drinking. So if I saw this ad, I would think, oh, if I'm drinking this particular brand of milk, Milk Life milk, I'm going to get bigger and stronger than if I drink another kind of milk that's out there on the market. Another really cool one, this one says milk with flair, and it says 50% more protein, 50% more calcium. It's actually got a picture down here of the, just get rid of that one for a minute. It's got a picture down here of the actual bottle with the brand on it, which is really important. So you can actually go into the store and recognize that particular brand because you've seen it on the marketing ad. This one also, I feel, is targeting people who want really good nutrition from their milk. And it's got this really cool picture of a lady who looks like she's Marilyn Monroe wearing a dress that's made out of milk. So they're using a little bit of sex appeal there as well to try and market their milk and make it really memorable. And lucky last one, here's a really cool milk ad. It's another Milk Life ad. It's also got some nutritional information on it here. It's also got a little catchphrase down here. It says, boost your breakfast with the power of protein. And it's got a person jumping up to do a dunk with a basketball. So what does this particular ad say to you? To me, this ad says, if I drink Milk Life milk, it's going to make me much more able to perform in my sporting abilities than if I drink other brands out there on the market. So it's targeting, again, a very specific market of people who maybe want to get the best nutritional value out of their milk. So if that's you, you might want to buy this brand over some others that are on the market. Just a few little things to consider when you're looking at a marketing ad that might just help you in your design process. The first part of this is designing a logo, which is on page 9 of your task. And it looks like this. So it says you've been asked by a big dairy company to come up with a new company name, a logo, and a label for a dairy product. Use the space below to do this. You can design it digitally if you prefer. So you can either draw in this space or you can do one on the computer and submit it that way. And there's some examples of things here to give you a little bit of inspiration, but we're going to have a bit of a look at that now. Okay, so what makes a good logo, do you think? Simple. Keep it really, really simple. It can either be colorful or it can be black and white. It doesn't matter which, but just something that stands out. It has to be relevant. So if it's the dairy industry, you wouldn't want to have a picture of a chicken on it, for example. So keep it relevant. It needs to stand out and be different, and it needs to be memorable so that when people walk into the store, they know your brand. They see your logo, they know exactly what they're getting. So here's some examples of some really well-known logos. And there's lots here that you guys will definitely already be aware of. So what do you guys actually notice about these brands? There's some in here that doesn't need to have words. You could just see an image or a picture and you would know straight away what that brand was. And that's what makes those brands really special. That's what makes them really successful at selling their products. They're really memorable, they stand out, they're different to other logos, and they really stick in your memory. So there's some examples there that could help you design your particular logo. So the next part of your task can be found on page 10 of your particular task, and it looks like this. It's designing a label for a dairy product. So let's talk about what makes a really good label. Keep it simple, you guys. That is the main objective of designing a really, really good label, is to keep it simple. If you're reading a label at a supermarket, do you prefer to see a label that's got a ton of writing on it that you have to sift through and read, or do you prefer to see something really simple that's got a really catchy catchphrase and a really big bold picture that really demonstrates to you how cool that product is? Which would you prefer? So my advice to you is keep it really simple. Just as a bit of an example, here is a label which gives you all of the different things that you might want to have on your label to make it stand out and make it informative in the best possible way. So the first thing I want to draw your attention to is the fact that it's got the logo up here. You need to have your logo on your label. Otherwise, how are people going to know that it's your product? So make sure that whatever you do, you've definitely got your label, your logo on your label. Then it's got down here, it's got some creative artwork, which really makes it stand out and shows people what the actual product is. Again, make it relevant. So if your product is milk, don't have a picture of cheese on it because it's a totally different product. So make it really relevant. It's got the label here that shows or that tells people what the product is. In this case, it says balsamic herb vinaigrette dressing, but yours is going to be a dairy product. So it might say cheddar cheese or skim milk or low-fat strawberry yogurt or whatever your particular dairy product is. Directions or suggestions for servings. Maybe that's something that you want to include on your label. A barcode, I mean, they're very important. You might want to include that on your label. The product weight is a really important thing to include as well, or if it's a liquid, you would have the amount of liquid in it. So if it's milk, it would be 1 litre or 600 mils or something like that. Manufacturer's information. So what is your company name? Where is your company based? How can people call you to give you feedback about your particular product? So you can make up all of those details. Over here, we've got the nutritional information, which tells you about serving size, about how much fat and protein and sugar and all of that stuff is in your product. You can go ahead and Google that stuff if you want to give you something to go off to put on your particular label. But what we're really looking for here is something simple and eye-catching and different. What makes your particular label stand out to me, the consumer in the supermarket, and make me want to buy it over the one that's next door? And that's it, guys. That's all there is to your milestone task. So I hope that this video has been really informative for you. If you do have any questions, please don't hesitate to pop some comments on Facebook or on the YouTube channel, or even just get in touch with your teacher directly. Ask us any questions that you need to help you guys do this to the best of your abilities. I hope you've had a lovely day, and I will see you guys on the other side.